Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss whether there is a need to give a permanent status to the Finance Commission. Now coming to the current affair, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das has recently emphasized on the need for giving a permanent status to the Finance Commission. So in this backdrop, let us understand what is the significance of Finance Commission and what is the present shortfalls in Finance Commission and why there is a need to give or accord a permanent status to the Finance Commission in India. Let us first understand some of the important provisions of Finance Commission. So, as you all might be knowing, Finance Commission is a constitutional body and Article 280 of Indian Constitution talks about Finance Commission of India. So let us see what is Article 280. Article 280 of Indian Constitution says that the President should within 2 years of commencement of the Constitution and thereafter on expiry of every 5th year or at such intervals as the President thinks necessary should constitute a Finance Commission. So according to Indian Constitution, the President of India has to constitute a Finance Commission every 5 years. So the term of the Finance Commission is 5 years and the President can change this interval of 5 years according to the necessity. Now coming to the Constitution or the composition of the Finance Commission, the Finance Commission consists of a chairman plus 4 other members and they will be appointed by the President of India. The first Finance Commission in India was established in the year 1951. Now coming to the most important functions of the Finance Commission. The Finance Commission has to make recommendations to the President of India on 2 specific matters. So what are these 2 specific matters? One is how the net proceedings of taxes should be distributed or shared between the union government and the state governments. So first one is regarding the distribution of taxes between union government and state governments, and the second one is on what principles the grants in aid should be given to the states from the Consolidated Fund of India. Now, what is the relevance of Finance Commission? Finance Commission is a constitutional instrument and it is capable of settling many complicated financial problems. So, Finance Commission actually strengthens cooperative federalism in the country by resolving the conflict between state governments and the union government with regard to the distribution of finance or revenue. And Finance Commission submits its report to the President, and according to Article 281 of Indian Constitution, the President shall cause every recommendation made by the Finance Commission under the provisions of this Constitution before the Houses of Parliament, that is before the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. Now this is briefly about Finance Commission. Now let us come to our current affair, that is whether a permanent status needs to be given to the Finance Commission. But before moving on to the current affair, this is our channel StudyIQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC and bank courses, UPSC optionals, SSC JE courses, teaching examination, railway examinations, defense examinations, RBI grade B, NABARD grade A, UGC NET, UPSC Civil Services Examination, law examination, state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com for more details or you can call to any of these numbers for more information. Now let us understand why there is a need for a permanent status to the Finance Commission. Now if we look at the past Finance Commissions, the past Finance Commissions have adopted different strategies on tax devolution and also on making grants to the states. As we have seen, 2 specific functions of Finance Commissions is to make recommendations on the tax devolution and also make recommendations on the principles that will guide in making grants to the states. Now the different Finance Commissions constituted in the past, they have come up with different strategies. So this difference in strategies itself is problematic because there should be a need of certainty on how the funds are flowing to the state governments. So this uncertainty or difference in the methods adopted by the different finance commissions are the first reason why we need a permanent finance commission. And this was the reason Mr. Shaktikanta Das, the RBI governor, has made a recommendation on constituting a permanent finance commission as opposed to the current system of reconstituting it every 5 years. So in the beginning of the lecture we have seen that the President of India constitute finance commission in every 5 years. So the RBI governor has now recently recommended that because of the differences in the approaches adopted by different finance commissions, there is a need to constitute a permanent finance commission instead of constituting it or reconstituting it every 5 years. Another reason is the rolling out of GST. Now GST or the goods and services tax is in operation. So there is also a GST council. GST council has representatives from both the union government as well as the state governments. So now we have a GST council, and GST council is in responsibility of improving the tax collections. Now if a permanent finance commission is constituted, this can aid and advise the GST council also on how to manage the taxes collected under the GST regime. Now let us understand, is the argument valid on creating a permanent finance commission? Now if we look at the recommendation of the RBI governor, Mr. Shaktikanta Das, he says that there is a need for continuation of the recommendations. This is because different finance commissions have adopted different strategies and approaches in making recommendations or in granting finance to state governments. So he says that there is a need for continuity in the approaches, and therefore we need a permanent finance commission. Now coming to the real concerns here, we will see that the real problem is that the recommendations of the finance commission are not followed by the successive governments. Now if we look at the finance commissions in the past few years, at least in the last decade, we will see that the finance commission has been recommending to increase the devolution towards the states. This is in favor of cooperative federalism. So the central government should give more finances to the state governments, and this will boost the idea of cooperative federalism. Now the problem is not with the recommendations or the approaches adopted by the finance commissions, but the real problem lies in the implementation of the recommendations provided by the finance commission. For example, if we look at the 14th finance commission recommendations, the 14th finance commission recommended to raise the state's proportion of tax pool from 32% to 42%. So the recommendation was a 10% increase in the tax pool of states by the central government. But we will see that the current government has not implemented this recommendation to its full sense. A larger portion of the increased allotment was absorbed back by the union government through various cesses. And there is also a sharp reduction in the union government's outlay on various centrally sponsored schemes. So what we understand is that the real problem lies in the implementation of the recommendations provided by the Finance Commission. Now, what is the significance of Finance Commission in the constitutional setup of India? The Finance Commissions play a very important role in upholding the cooperative federalism principle of the country. Now, if we look at the union government, we see that in the recent years, the union government is exerting so much of undue influence or pressure on the Finance Commission. Especially if we look at the 15th Finance Commission terms of reference, we will see that the central government had put in an undue influence on the terms of reference. And due to this reason, many states, especially in the southern region, they are concerned about the terms of reference of the Finance Commission. But the real purpose of the Finance Commission lies in resolving the conflicts between the central government and the state governments with regard to the distribution of revenue or finance. Now, if we look at this principle of resolving conflicts between the center and the states, the finance commissions play a very crucial part in the constitutional setup of the country. They allow for constant renewal in how the Union of India approaches the federal questions. So creating a permanent finance commission with a particular set of rules would be hampering the fiscal federalism of the country. This will also undermine the federal structure of India and would hamper the cooperative federalism of the country. So what we need now is to implement the recommendations of the finance commission, not to create or convert finance commission into a permanent body. The proper implementation of the recommendations of the finance commission by the government at the central level would itself serve the purpose of why the Finance Commission was constituted in India, and what are the important functions of this commission. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and for any queries regarding your preparations, you can write to me at joycey.studyiq@gmail.com, and also you can follow my Facebook page for more updates of my videos. Thank you.